and its Bahamians aren't prepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then you don't deserve to have it.
Now let that sink in. Come on. Change ain't coming, change is here. You can hear it, you can feel it in the air. All politicians, put your hands in the air. Just a stick up, let me make myself clear. I'm a grown man talking, so you know what to do. No one's leaving till we figure out the truth. Why you laughing? This ain't nothing funny. So no one gets to go home till we figure out this money. Change ain't coming, change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Now if you ain't standing with us, then I know you against us. Bahamas, this ain't no time for us to be lukewarm. This is war, and we riding through the storm. Come on. Let's go. Shalom to all my Hebrew brothers, to all my Muslim and Rastas, we need you, brother. I see, I know. I can't forget the Christians. Let's put our differences aside, cause it's a bigger mission. See, they've been doing this for years, trying to separate us, kinda trying to keep us down and never elevate us. Now it's time to praise the Lord, cause he's about to take us over to the promised land where we can celebrate us. I got to do it for my kids that ain't even born yet, so the minute that they born, they already gotta check that check. Gotta have that time to collect, so they won't know how it feels to have that yoke around their neck. Yeah. See, y'all been robbing my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother and grandfather. It's like y'all can't get enough. Y'all just keep eating and eating and giving us nothing but taxes. Y'all went even as far as to say that this country's in debt and we ain't got no money. When 9 times out of 10, everybody in this country's possibly a millionaire. It's time to wake up. Let's talk about natural resources, cause every time we bring it up, they say hold your horses. They say it ain't worth a thing, but it's worth a fortune. Meanwhile, they open up their businesses across the borders. Oh yes, we track their bank accounts across the waters. They say this country in debt, but they making millions. If we don't stop this now, they be up to billions. It's about to go down and I get the feeling we gotta cut a movie on these dirty villains. On this Lincoln Bain and his team came with information. It's like everything changed, everything went quiet. It's like so much facts and they can't deny it. They rather keep their mouths shut before they start a riot. Now look how they tryna just steal the oil. They don't wanna share with none of y'all. They been robbing us while we were sleeping. Send them to jail cause they failed, they committed treason. Change ain't coming. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Listen, from Freeport to Nassau all the way to Nagua, there's no more time for us to sit back and be quiet. You understand? This is war. If they only knew who we were, if they only know who we are, they would know we are warriors. No retreat, no surrender. Just give us what you owe us. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. I feel this all the way to my ancestors. We are warriors. We only really want what's owed to us. You get it? Now free up.
So we are live in Abaco, and we're talking to the governor of Abaco, not literally, but literally, Mr. Jeremy Sweeting. He's been the chief counselor down here for about 15 years or so, that's right?
Well, the chief counselor for 16 years in not the entire Abaco, but in the Hopetown district, which is Hopetown, Manawa, and Guanaco.
Yes, awesome. So some of the residents down in Hopetown have called us because they had a situation down there where, you know, some property is being used the way they don't want it to be used. There's some entertainment going on down there. They have a serious problem about it. What do you know about that?
This is the master bedroom. This is our pod where we spend every night. And right there is a residence that's been turned into a hotel with a bar and restaurant. And
part owner of the Mackey's Takeout Family Restaurant.
How do you feel about the development across the way?
I think it's wrong. I think it's too much in the little neighborhood. It's a lot of music and carrying on late at night, and I don't think it's fair. And I think it's wrong that people could go to Nassau and get things passed, and the council in Nassau don't know what happens in this little town of Hopetown.
Business owner, I feel betrayed of the situation that has been allowed to happen across the street. We live in a zoning area, and that side is known for non-development as far as business is concerned. And I feel that we are being betrayed locally. When someone can come into the island and overstep local government and go into Nassau and just get their way, and we all know it's because of money.
It's been said that our small island known as Abaco is being invaded by foreigners on one side legally and foreigners on the other side illegally, and they're pushing us as second home owners, Bahamian second home owners, out, and we'll have to leave it all to them to fight someday.
So Bahamians, organic Bahamians, are being squeezed out.
Yes, they are. They can't afford to buy at the prices the foreigner can come in and buy. We just can't afford it.
So the foreigner coming into the front door can afford to buy something for $1 million, and the foreigner coming into the back door, they don't have to pay anything. They just take the land.
Right.
Wow. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome. It's always a pleasure to have all of you here. Those are just a little bit of snippets from some of our investigation that went down this weekend in Abaco, and especially a part of it that we call Hopetown. You're going to be seeing government corruption at its finest. That should never happen in this country, and that we have to stand up and fight again. We're going to tie all that you saw together. You're going to hear more from these people. There are billionaires who are now saying that they are going to leave that island. And these are second homeowners. And when I say billionaires, I mean billionaires who are fed up with the corruption, et cetera, that they're seeing going on in this country. And so we have to deal with that. But before we get there, I just wanted to touch on a tragedy that happened today. And we all have heard about it by now. And that is, there was a tragic boating accident in our waters. There was a tragic boating accident in our waters. And I want to say condolences to the families of those who lost their loved ones in all of that. But I'm going to be telling you the reality of what's really going on with that, and the stance we really should take on that in a minute. I just first wanted to welcome all of those who are joining us from around the world. Make sure you do your civic duty to make sure that you share. Make sure that you share to make sure that this gets out. You know, the media does not want real information to get out. That story in Hopetown that you're going to hear tonight, the media ran from that, right? Ran from that. They ran from it like the plague because of who is involved. And this is the kind of stuff that we got to get rid of in this country. We need real change in this country. And until we get that, we're going to be in trouble. And so, yes, the media broke off running from that. But of course, where there are fearful cowards, there's always strong activists willing to deal with what needs to be dealt with in this country. We'll get to all of that in a minute. But first of all, I just want to welcome all of you here. Please share. We've been looking forward to get to you all day. But of course, you know that we've been traveling all weekend. And so we had to get some things in place. We had to get some things in order to why is it so loud? Yes, the media broke off running from that. I humbly apologize, y'all. I don't know why that's playing for y'all. So we were traveling throughout the Bahamas this weekend, dealing with many different issues, and that's what we're going to continue to do: deal with many issues in this country. We are an activist movement that is interested in broad changes in this country. We have to change this entire system. We don't just need elections, we need transformation. We don't need change on a cosmetic level. We need real transformation of our entire system in this country. You remember before election, we made pledges to certain persons. We made pledges to the Bahamian people that we will end corruption, which is a major problem in this country. That they will no longer have to be going through the back door, have to be sneaking to get stuff done as a Bahamian. Never again in this country, that we will put you first. We made pledges to our foreigners who are living here legally. We made pledges to them that no one will bribe them again. No one will ask them for a cent. No one will ask them for $1. All right? No one will, they will not have to go to the back door to get things done. We made pledges to foreign nations that their foreign nationals will not be bribed. They will not have to go through the corruption that they have been suffering for all these years. And we also made we made promises to our illegal foreigners that we will address that issue. We will make sure that they will not be taken advantage of in this country and be living in this country in the inhumane way that they have been living. That there will be no more shanty towns, that persons will come here legally and be able to live as a part of the system. You have a job, you come here, whoever you're working for, their duty is to make sure that you're living in a house or apartment, that you have electricity, that you have water, that you have plumbing, that you have cable and internet, which is United Nations called a human right now, that you live properly. Now, many don't understand what we're saying, and they feel like we're against the Haitians because we are against illegal immigration and we're against people living in shanty towns in that state. No, we're not against the Haitian. We're against illegal immigration, and we will stand for that unapologetically. And that's illegal immigrants in any way. We are against persons coming and taking our land. We're not going to stand for that, and we don't care whether you vote for us or not. We are not going to stand for persons coming here illegally and taking our land and being bold about it. This is a strong stance we have to take. And if we got to choose between your vote and you taking our land and taking over our country, don't vote for us. Or vote for them. That is our stance. We believe in the Bahamas, and we will stand up for what is ours. This is ours, and we will stand up for this. And we will encourage you to stand up for what is yours in Haiti, in Jamaica, in China, or wherever you are from. You stand up for that because that's yours. We can't have that. But this is ours, and we can take care of this. And who don't like that, then so be it. This is ours. This is our house, and we can take care of and defend our house. But of course, many are welcome to come and share our house with us. And we will welcome you because we are a good, loving people. So when you come properly and come contributing to what we have, not sucking everything that we have. So we just wanted to get that straight for you. That is our stance. We want a whole transformation. Let me welcome some of you that are here, and then we're going to get straight to it. Let's spend the evening together, being informed, understanding what is going on, and learning some stuff. All right, we got a couple things to touch on. All right, and you're going to hear about some corrupt politician, an administrator that I call corrupt, and a corrupt administrator, and I'll tell you why I call him corrupt in a minute. Corrupt politicians, corrupt to the core. Everything in this nation is for sale, but corruption is about to end. Wesley Butler, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Sonny Joseph here. Yes, and we need real change. Yes, we do. We need transformation. We want to make Bahamians great again, and we are going to do that. The evolution has begun. Williams, Patrice, Denise Williams, welcome, good night. So good to have you here. Rudy Bethel is here with us, thank you. Liz Mills is here, thank you for tuning in, Liz Mills. Mario Sands is here. Mario Sands, we love to hear you, we listen to you all the time. We never really time to talk to you or reach out to you, but we appreciate everything that you do. Donnell Mitchell is here. Jay Smith is watching. Let me refresh this so I can see exactly who's here, what's going on. Jackie Russell is here. LaSasha Russell is here. Good night to you.
Let me know where you're tuning in from. Daniel Roberts is tuning in from Abaco. Daniel Roberts is tuning in from Abaco. Welcome, welcome. Tiffany Doughton Knowles is tuned in. Tennille Taylor is tuned in. Thank you all so much for being here. My thing isn't updating. Let me see if I can go on another device and see how this is updating. So I can't see y'all. Y'all keep liking and sharing. Y'all keep liking and sharing. Okay, one device says there's 589 people. Another device says that there's 620 people. Okay, Facebook, you confused. All right, let's keep going. D Bull is here. Thank you, D Bull. Welcome, welcome. We see D Bull. Denise Knowles, we see you. Denise Bull. Denise Knowles. I see someone tuning in from Canada. I did it. Manzi Nicole is tuning in from Canada. Welcome, Manzi Nicole. Denise Knowles, I should have said. Andrew Hyler is here. Welcome. Angel McQuell says you're doing an awesome job. Thank you, Angel McQuell. Listen to me. This is a lot of work. I have literally not slept for 3 whole days, and I am not exaggerating. I have not slept a wink for 3 whole days. And so if you see my eyes looking dark, listen, I am going through hell week that they go through in the Navy SEALs. But that's the kind of work we do. And we get a lot of documents. We get a lot of information that has to be verified. I don't ever talk unless I verify certain things. You know that. We have to do research. A lot of documents you have to read. A lot of people we have to talk to. Hours and hours of talking to people and getting stuff done. So sometimes when you don't get me, please don't cut me off because you can't get me. Everyone trying to talk to me and everyone want to talk for half hour. But we're trying to get everything in. That's how we get information, by talking to people. So we always answer the phone. That's how we get all this information. So please bear with us and keep calling if you want to get me. All right. Mona Davis is here. Tuned in from Hollywood, Florida. That's Carol Burrows from Hollywood, Florida. Thank you. Sean Moss is in Freeport. Bernadette, Andrea, beautiful girls. Beautiful what? And 3 beautiful girls. Good night to you. Zin McCartney is here, tuned in from Florida. Thank you for being here. Watching from Fire Trail Road, Sister C, the living legend. Sister C is tuned in. Thank you for tuning in, Sister C. We love you. Jillian Bartlett from Grand Bahama and Atlanta. You from everywhere, Jillian. Thanks for tuning in, Jillian. Thanks for your hard work. Danielle Mitchell is here. Great work in Grand Bahama. Oh, we've done work in Grand Bahama that y'all ain't see yet. Oh, we just getting started. Y'all ain't even see what we do in Grand Bahama yet, but trust me, investigations on Grand Bahama is being run as we speak. Marina Kiash is here. Thank you, Marina Kiash. Rashida Williams. Bahama Nessa is here. Thank you. Roger Russell is tuning in from Chicago. Good night from Freetown. That's Kenroy Lord. Welcome, Kenroy. Welcome, Freetown. Stug Major says, love you, Mr. Bean. I love you too, Stug Major. Maxine Butler is here. Good evening. She says, great job. Thank you. Darren Taylor is here. Welcome, Darren Taylor. We love you. Louise Cheney is here. Tuned in all the way from Seabreeze. Oh my God. You are tuned in all the way from Seabreeze. Ann Green says, Pinewood is in the house. Yes, Ann Green. Pinewood is where the evolution is going to begin. Owen Moss. Oh Lord, I got to move fast. Abaco is there. That's someone I missed them. Din Hannah. Everett Smith is moving so fast now. Ali Harvey from Turks and Caicos. Welcome, Turks and Caicos. 8 Mile Rock is here. Tony Scott. Who else is here? Soldier Road. That's Angela Dames from Soldier Road. Rudy Bethel is here. Let's get 650. Oh, we got 650. We got more than that. The software says we actually have, what do we have? 691. 691. All right, let's keep getting it up. Let's keep getting it up. We appreciate you, Lincoln Bain. Thank you so much. That's from Manishka. Jay Richard, Canada. That's Amantha Forbes. Thank you. Yes, we're going to keep showing the Bahamian people what's going on. Miko Knowles says the work is 24/7. Thank you, Miko Knowles. Kino Lockhart is here saying good job. Thank you, guys. Ian Jones is here. Loretta, Trevor. Oh, yeah, the revolution has definitely begun. The evolution is here. Keith Wright is in Canada. Oh, yeah. Listen, Canada is Little Bahamas right now. A lot of y'all might realize that, but Canada is Little Bahamas. All right, they're talking about Coconut Grove, Miami. Canada is Little Bahamas. All of our people are moving to Canada. We need to start some stuff in there. Can't wait to come visit y'all in Canada. Can't wait to come visit y'all in Atlanta. Can't wait to come visit y'all in Miami. Oh, we got some stuff planned. This evolution is going to be taken to the world. There are Bahamians all over the world right now. We saw, since we went this weekend, we saw that the FNM posted that they were in Grand Bahama also and said they're going to be going around the Family Islands. They're trying to copy us. We see that and trying to make themselves feel relevant. But you go right ahead. The more y'all go there and travel, the more people are going to remember what y'all did to them and how much we dislike y'all. Stephen Riley is here. Keith Wright is here. Okay, so I got to move on because we don't want to go too long. Someone says, let's get to 700. Let's get to 700. Come on, y'all. Let's share. Let's share. Listen to your WhatsApp group. Put it in Messenger. Let's get people out. Remind people that we're here. Now, Facebook does not share this, and we decided not to go on TikTok tonight because we're going to show you a couple of videos, and the TikTok audience wouldn't be able to see it anyway because that's not on the software that we're on. So we decided not to go on TikTok with this tonight, but moving forward, we'll get back on TikTok. All right, and we'll be adding Twitter to that. All right, but right now tonight we're broadcasting live from Facebook, and of course on YouTube from Coalition of Independence and from Bahamian Evolution. So if you have some family and friends who are not on Facebook, you can send the link from Bahamian Evolution page on YouTube or from the Coalition of Independence page on YouTube. All right. Corinne Maida says she appreciates what we do. Thank you so much. Thank you. And so there we go. So let me get to it. Listen, I want to thank everyone for the hospitality that welcomed us into Abaco and that treated us. I mean, they treated us like they loved and appreciate us. I want to tell you, when you put in the hard work and then you come across people who show their love and appreciation, you want to, you know, it makes you feel like your work is not in vain. You know, this for us, again, is not about winning an election. This is about winning a country for our people. This is about winning a country back for our people. That's our mission, you know. That's our mission. That is our goal. That is our objective. And so as a part of getting there, we may have to go through the election process because that's the system that's currently set up. But that's not our goal. That's not the actual mission that we are on. We're on a mission to win a country back for its people. The Bahamas is a Cinderella story, and you're going to hear about some more about that today. The Bahamas is the Cinderella story. Cinderella inherited everything from her father, but the stepmother and the daughters took everything, and they beat her and bruised her and abused her. They were driving around in the fancy carriage while she was being left at home. They were wearing the fancy clothes while she was wearing the tattered and torn clothes. She was being beat and abused because they didn't want her to ever stand up and be strong to take back what was hers. The Bahamas is a Cinderella story, and if you watch that movie again, you will see that that is us. But we're going to change that. Because the fairy godmother has been delivering information, and the fairy godmother has been telling us exactly who we are. The fairy godmother has been opening doors for us, and things are about to change in this Bahamas. But all we got to do is get up, shake up, brush ourselves off, take off those dirty, torn off garments, put on our royal robes because we are royalty, and go to that ball and let the whole world see exactly who we are. The new Bahamas is coming. The new Bahamas is here. The evolution has begun. Now let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a tragic boat crash that happened. And you remember a few weeks ago, I showed you that persons, the Haitian nationals, were moving around on speedboats now, not just in these sloops. Remember, I showed you that a few weeks ago. I showed you evidence of it. I had inside video of it before this happened. I showed you the twin engine speedboats that they were moving in. Now look how it comes to pass, that it now makes it where the news has to cover it. Everything we say to you turns out to be true. They always come right back through this door. No matter how they try to refuse and reject this door, no matter how they try to suppress the truth will always erupt. It will always rise to the top. You can only hide the truth for so long. And so we showed you footage of them on the boat, recording themselves, saying memories, they were celebrating. And so now today we have the tragedy. And again, we give our condolences to all of those persons who lost loved ones in this. But I also have to take a strong stand for my country. What happened today was as a result of a criminal enterprise. It was a result of criminality and a crime and criminals in actions. I've heard ministers of national security from Tommy Turnquest to now say that, oh, the murders that are happening on our streets, it's because of the criminals, the criminal enterprise killing each other. Well, these boat accidents that seem to keep happening, because we only seem to catch them now when they actually run ashore or have some boat accident. Other than that, they're just getting on land. These boat accidents are as a result of criminal enterprises where huge money is being made. I'm hearing reports that persons on that boat paid $8,000 to $10,000 to go on that boat and to head to Miami. $8,000 to $10,000 a head. Now let's do the maths. Let's say it's the 10,000. And the commissioner of police says it's 60 persons. That's $600,000. Bahamas Air doesn't make $600,000 for one trip. American Eagle doesn't make $600,000 for one trip. The Fast Ferry don't make that for one trip. That's $600,000 of pure profit. For the drug dealers, they have to buy the cocaine to sell it. They don't make that kind of profit. For any business person, they have to buy the inventory to sell it. They don't make that kind of, this is pure profit. You run a boat and the only cost is gas. And you run them, drop them off, leave them. $600,000. This is a criminal enterprise. And I want you to understand that not only are the captains of the boat participating in crime, but the persons being smuggled are also a part of the criminal enterprise. If the police came to a drug bus, to a drug house, and they caught the drug dealers, and they caught the persons buying the crack cocaine in the house, they would see all of them as criminals and all of them would be locked up. But in this instance, for some reason, they seem to only see the boat captains as criminals, the Bahamian boat captains as criminals. Yes, they are. But landing illegally in this country is against the law. Attempting to land illegally in another country is against the law. Human smuggling is against the law. Everyone participating is breaking the law. Now, I know this is a strong stance, but there's a reason the stance must be taken in the New Bahamas. Because you would protect me from driving without my seatbelt because you don't want me to hurt myself. You would make a law that if I'm riding a motorbike, I must wear a helmet. Why? Because you don't want me to hurt myself. If you know that persons are dying on this what the government call dangerous journey, then why don't you have stiffer penalties? This activity needs to be treated even more severely than drug smuggling or gun smuggling. Do you know why? Because people are dying because of this. And their blood is on our hands because we are slack. They're talking about the people who survived, are being taken to the detention center. You mean taken before the courts and charged? That's what needs to happen. They have participated in a criminal enterprise. And the only way they're going to stop is if you start charging them also. And so the same emphasis you put on drug smuggling, on gun smuggling, you need to put on people smuggling. Now, I don't need the government to agree with me, but I need them to defend our country and defend our land. And I need them to defend these innocent people. That's how they're treating them. To me, they're not necessarily innocent because they are participating in crimes. The crime of smuggling. They need to protect these people from themselves. These are people who died that didn't have to die. And this keeps happening, and we keep doing nothing because we're not taking this serious. But we have to take a strong stance. You saw what we saw in Abaco. They are building out the mud and pigeon pea back again, but not where the mud and pigeon pea is. They're building a new area that's even bigger. They're building now big houses, not just shack. They're building houses bigger than the houses that they're selling for low-cost homes. Illegally. And you saw a young lady come up to me bold in that video and said, we're going to stand up for our rights. This is a Haitian in my country telling me they can stand up for their right to take our crown land while the government selling military for us. This Haitian woman says they can stand up for their rights to take our crown land. And y'all take that. Y'all take that. If Bahamians are not prepared to stand up and fight for their own Bahamas, they do not deserve to have it. And so, I will say again, everyone who participates in smuggling is guilty. Now, when a young man is in a drug war because of the lifestyle he chose, etc., you still give condolences to his family, even though he was committing a criminal offense. There might be a child left behind. I mean, people left behind is always a sad situation. But nonetheless, he was participating in a crime. Those persons on that boat were participating in criminal activity. Criminal activity. And we are saddened for their loss. But we need to save some lives by being serious moving forward. You know, time to be playing politics. Listen, you come here on a boat, you're smuggling, you lock up, you're charged. We don't have time for this. Everyone on that boat was participating in a crime. And that is how we have to treat this moving forward. If we're going to be serious. Or just let our country be taken. You all decide. But again, I give my sincerest condolences to the family of anyone who lost their loved one in this tragedy. But I will say that this was a crime that was taking place. Big money was being made. Big money was being spent. You see, we kind of bend it and say, oh, these people were just coming here because they were trying to have a better life. They were trying to get a better life. And we understand that. The drug dealer is doing what he's doing to get a better life, isn't he? The gun smuggler is doing what he's doing to get a better life. The thug on the streets is doing what he is doing to get a better life. And likewise, the criminals who are entering our country illegally are doing it to get a better life. Nonetheless, it's a crime. And we have to start treating it that way. We have to start treating people seriously who hire these people. If you hire them, you lock up. If you house them, you lock up. If you let them stay on your land and you don't make complaint, you lock up. If the police or immigration knows that they are somewhere and they don't do anything, you are fired. It is treason. We must defend our nation. And this is the change of mentality that we must have moving forward. It's not a harsh thing. We're not inhumane. We want to help them. We want you to come. Just come the right way. Just come the right way. Simple as that. Run a program. We say, okay, we're going to build a certain amount of things We have some jobs that Bahamians don't want to do, and some persons want to come in. Let's do what my father did. My father was an immigrant. He went to Florida and worked on a contract picking oranges. That's what my father did. He went there legally, picked his oranges. Some of the money went home to the Bahamas, and some stayed with him. And when he was finished, he came home. Now, some stayed over there because they got jobs, etc. They stayed. They built up Coconut Grove, etc. They contributed to Florida in below Shantytown, etc. They built up a beautiful place now where Bahamians are now being honored. But they did it the right way. My father did that. All right? And so you can come the right way. You don't have to tell us, let them come and live in these horrible. That's inhumane. The way these people are being forced to live, that is inhumane. Why can't we see the reality of this? You're saying you're inhumane because you don't want people to come here and live in these shanty towns and live in these slums? No. You who want them to come here and live in that situation, you are inhumane. You are evil. If you want to fight for them, why don't you fight about their living conditions? Why don't you fight to force employers to cause them to have to live in apartments and houses like in every other country? You are the inhumane ones. And we are going to bring the transformation of the mind. All change begins with the transformation of your mind. And that's what we're going to do. All right? And so the problem in what broke down Haiti is corruption. Corruption broke down Haiti. I spent 2 years there after the earthquake, helping out and doing different stuff, other stuff. I spent 2 years there. And I can tell you, corruption is what destroyed them. And that same corruption that came from there seeping into our country and destroying us. When you see a people can buy passports and buy visas and buy driver's license and take our land, and they're attacking Bahamians for leaving them, when immigration officers are saying that they're getting instructions not to touch certain people, when their boats are being allowed to land and we've been allowed to take over, it's corruption. And that same corruption that destroyed their nation is destroyed. The Prime Minister says that the UN considers them a failed state. But he went too far from that, because ain't nothing in this country work. The Prime Minister said today that the UN, the United Nations, called them to come together, him, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and someone else, to go and deal with the problem in Haiti. And they say the problem in Haiti is the gangs, that there's gang wars going on. And that is the problem in Haiti. Listen, if y'all think that that's the problem in Haiti, these gangs just come about. Haiti been having problems way before that. What happened is the gangs are fighting the oligarchs. That's why it's a problem. This is a deeper problem in Haiti. The problem is deeper than the gangs. But this is my question to Philip Brave Davis, then I'm going to move on because we got to touch on Abaco. This is my question to Philip Brave Davis. Philip Brave Davis, how you talking when you go in to speak to the gang leaders in Haiti, and these real gang leaders, these fellas who really taking over, this is serious. How you going to talk to the gang leaders in Haiti and you can't talk to the gang leaders in the Bahamas to stop the killing here? Man, listen, the more these people talk, the more I think that this is that we're living somewhere in the Matrix. Philip Brave Davis said today in the press conference that he is going with the Prime Minister of Jamaica, etc. They're going to talk to the gang leaders in Haiti. Y'all, please talk to Brave before he go there and get kidnapped. This is the people who willing to kill their own president. You didn't know but you. What y'all say these gang leaders? The gang leaders feel like they are some Robin Hood figures. They feel that they are finally tired of the oligarchs oppressing them, and they are fighting against them. They took back some companies. They took back the car companies and took all the cars. They feel they're robbing it. They're taking from the rich and giving to the poor. You think they want with y'all? You think you come back there to them and say, listen, man, y'all leave the rich oligarchs alone. Y'all just go and be the good Negroes again. Put down your guns and let the oligarchs take this country back. That's what y'all gonna say to them? This problem is deeper. And Brave, you don't know foreign policy. You see, were the coalition of independence, the government, right, we could deal with that problem in Haiti like that. We wouldn't have no more problem in Haiti. But see, when we give y'all ideas, y'all take it and then mess it up. So we don't want y'all to mess this one up. But there can be resolution and resolve in Haiti. But it ain't gonna come from y'all. Who talking about y'all going to talk? The Prime Minister of Jamaica can't deal with the gang leaders and the dons in his country. Where he going, talking when he going to Haiti to go talk to the gang leaders there. Listen, my PLP brothers and sisters, y'all talk to Brave and tell him, we understand he traveling, he all over the place, he don't want to be here, he's on his retirement tour, I understand that, okay, go spend all the people's money and ball. But we need a prime minister. We don't need the news to come back and say they cut off our prime minister head and burn him in the streets and eat him. These strong words. But I'm saying this because I want y'all to wake up. Brave, stop it. Go talk to our gang leaders. We getting killed every day. Bahamians getting killed every day, not just criminals. Regular Bahamians too. Bahamians getting robbed every day. Go talk to the gang leaders in the Bahamas. Bahamians getting raped every day. Our businesses getting robbed every day. You going to Haiti to talk to gang leaders? Brave, go sit down. Someone take Brave Davis' credit card, please. And someone hold on his passport. Before he screw this country up. Brave, go sit down. And them other trips, I let you go and ball. But if you talking about you going to Haiti to gang leaders and you ain't talk to our gang leaders yet, we have to come see you. Go sit down. Enough of this foolishness. Go sit down. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to get that straight. Now I'm gonna well, I get that. I'll go in a minute. I just wanted to say and announce, and this is a proud announcement for me, that you saw us the other day. Everyone was talking about it. You saw us fight for a nurse who was being victimized by Doctor's Hospital, where she works. Doctor's Hospital was doing a great evil to her. We can't believe that that is the Doctor's Hospital that I grew up in, that I know about. I can't believe that that was that Doctor's Hospital. The Doctor's Hospital that I grew up in, the Doctor's Hospital I grew up in, my mother worked there. She gave them their great name for their great food. And whenever she got sick, they would take care of her. That was an amazing place. I loved that. I would brag about that place. People talk negative about Doctor's Hospital, the price and this and that. No, don't have nothing to say to me about Doctor's Hospital. When my mommy got sick, she had 5 heart attacks, she had all kinds of strokes. They would put her up in that hospital and wouldn't charge her a dime. She worked there. They treated her like royalty. That's the Doctor's Hospital I know about. This Doctor's Hospital, and there's some other nurses who have called and said that they had similar instances. They've had similar experience. Doctor's Hospital, let me say this to you. Lincoln Bain and the Coalition of Independence, the real champions of the people, the real government of the people. See, we didn't start a new country on y'all. We didn't move it on. And this new country has a president. And this president is going to fight for the people. And this country has a female vice president who will fearlessly fight for the people. We done moving on. I am the poor people president. I am the Bahamian people's president. I'm the president of all Bahamians. Y'all are the ones cutting us down. But oh, that day is coming to an end very fast. And so we came there and we rescued that lady. And I was going to take some time now to show you some of her documents. We have a lot of documents relating to that, where she was wronged, etc. I won't show it, but she got her 6th slip. They signed her 6th slip. And so we just want to tell them, thank you for doing that. They jumped quick and gave her 6th slip because they knew it was wrong. And so we have all the 6 slips. They gave us 6 slips from January to now. They gave us 6 slips from January to now. All right? That's January to now. Let me just do a little quick. I was going to put it through in the software, but I'll just give you a little quick glance of it. But she has 6 slips from January to now. Let me just put this in front of the screen for you. And so, hope you can see that. Hope it's not too bright. So they gave us, see this Doctor's Hospital there, and they gave her a 6th slip. And this one is from, well, not to now. They gave it to up to June. They gave it to up to June, the 7th of June, which they have 1 month off. And so all of our 6 slips is there. They gave her 1 month at a time. That's the next one. And this is the next one. And that's the next one from January to now. So they fixed that quick. All right. And so the people showed up. The people showed up. When we reach, that's the people reach. Because that's what we're standing up for. So the people showed up and defended one of theirs. The strength of the wolf is the pack. The strength of the pack is the wolf. This is now a lion's pride. And so we have to stand together in order to fight the wrong. These big corporations have been abusing Bahamians for a very long time. And they will make you feel you're doing something wrong. They will make you feel like you're the one doing something illegal because they know you don't know the law. Didn't you hear the police lying about the law and had to put him in his place? Marie had to put him in his place. Didn't you see Doctor's Hospital operating illegally? That's what they always do to the common man because they know you don't know the law. We got to stand up. When you see that kind of foolishness, you just call us. Just call us. We'll be there. How much we charge? Nothing. How much money that nurse gave us? Nothing. Because we are fighting for the Bahamian people. They also signed, I'm going to get to Abaco and these criminals right now. They also signed her national insurance. Remember, she was saying that they wouldn't sign her national insurance thing so she could get paid from national insurance, even though they had stopped paying her. So she got it signed. So this is a national insurance thing. And so they did this also from January. All right? Let me tell you something. Stop being afraid of these so-called powerful people. They're not as strong as you think. They're just more corrupt than you. They know you're all soft, that's why you'll never get anywhere. But when you stand up, they must stand down. That's one nurse who now changed the game for all nurses at that institution. They ain't gonna try that no more. Because they know the next nurse they try that with is going to call the people. And the people will come. So Doctor's Hospital nurses, they tried it with y'all again. Call the president, eh? Because the new Bahamas didn't start. And we can show up. And we can fix it. We don't have a problem with whatever you're doing. All we're saying is do it right. Do it the correct way. When Abaco Homes was breaking down all those homes in Pinewood Gardens, they broke down the church and all those homes. I fought them and I stopped them. They couldn't break down one home since. All I said to them was, listen, do it the right way. Go get a court order, then break down homes. You know what they was doing? Breaking down the homes without a court order. Just going and breaking it down, sneaking in and breaking it down. Not on my watch. I tell them they'll have to roll those bulldozers over my dead body. And they didn't dare come back in the back there. I told Frankie I will come to his house on the Eastern Road to talk to him and bring the Pinewood people there. Not a day like it. When you stand up to these people, see, they say Bahamians soft. But guess what? These same rich people you're all scared of, these powerful politicians you're all scared of, they Bahamians too. They're more scary than you. They worried about their image. They worried about how people see them. They want to seem to be so good. So they want the public to know they're dirt, that they are treating people evilly. So just wanted to say that we have a lot of documents on this, but look like Doctors Hospital is going in the right direction. So we're going to give them a chance to do what's right. And that includes settling with that young lady. She about to sue y'all. You're getting sued for violating that young lady's constitutional rights and for what y'all did to her. Settle. Because we got plenty more. And other persons who in similar situations have reached out to us. Do what's right. Doctors Hospital. Place I used to walk around as a little boy. And be so proud to walk around that institution. That's a new place now. It's like corporate. But hey, that's another Bahamian. Y'all just made a millionaire. Man, it's a real Robin Hood situation. The more y'all touch the common man, the more we can use your own sword to kill y'all. And we mean that politically and spiritually. You can use your own sword of the law against y'all. See, up to this time, y'all always had lawyers that would sell out, that y'all could get to quit. We ain't backing down, eh? We ain't backing down. So, just wanted to get that out, all right? And so, something new is coming, something new is here, all right? So, let me keep going. We got 919 people on here. Y'all, let's get to 1,000. Let's get to 1,000, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, we get calls from all over this country. We got calls coming in from the Southern Islands. We got calls coming in from Exuma. We got some information coming in about that oil spill. And notice I haven't really been addressing that yet because we're putting the stuff together. Because when I talk what I know. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a call from persons in Abaco, and they were in distress. And the biggest concern for me about what was happening in Abaco wasn't just what you saw on the surface, but it was the corruption behind the scenes. And we uncovered a corrupt scheme. And we're going to put out a short documentary on this. We're going to tease you with some of the information today. We could put out a short documentary because I think it's worth it. So what happened in Abaco, in a little small beautiful town, heaven on earth, it's called Hope Town. Jesus Lord. I don't like the slow life. All right, so it's hard for me to live on a family island. But when you go to Hope Town and you experience that, that is the most beautiful experience. Listen, I've been all over the world. Very few cities I've not been to. Hope Town, that's something else. And to have that level of corruption in that little city, that little town, that little village, is mind-blowing. Hope Town is an amazing gem. From you are entering that beautiful harbor, it is mind-blowing. That's how every Bahamian is done.
Say again? Yeah, man. New Bahamas, this is how all I should be living. It's a beautiful place. I love this place. I love this place. It's how every Bahamian should be living.
Yeah, it's so light.
Tourists come from all over the world, and they enjoy it. And then the majority of the Bahamians have never even seen those kind of experience. There's other keys just like it. Green turning key, also beautiful, lovely. The Abaco got more keys.
Say again?
This is
one of the last places in the Bahamas. You can leave your stuff on the dock, come back and meet it on the dock.
Wow.
What he said?
It's one of the last places in Bahamas you leave your stuff on the dock, you come back and meet it right there. No one will touch it. Wow.
And so did you hear the culture that he just talked about, Hope Town? He said that this is one of the last places in the Bahamas that you could leave your stuff on the dock. You could leave your door open. You could leave whatever outside. No one will touch it. But Hope Town is being corrupted. And we're going to get to that in a minute. That jewel, that gem is being corrupted by political corruption. And so a foreigner, and we did research on how we did all of the background checks on how with private eyes in the US check some stuff out to see what our background is, what experience is, what's going on with us. So we're seeing all of our personal information. We're not going to release our personal information, but just want you to know that we have all of our personal information. We know all of our background. Every traffic ticket that she's ever had, we know. All right? Every traffic ticket that she's ever had, we know. All right? We know about the traffic ticket on March 29, 2018. Yeah, we know about that. All right? Failure to stop. We know about that. Know about the traffic ticket on February 24th, 2020. Yes, we know about that. All right? Running the stop sign. Yes. And many more. I don't want to put all this stuff in there because it ain't necessary. We know about every lien that has been put against a person. We know all of that information. And liens can be put against everyone, so it's not a big deal. All right? We know about all of their information. We know about all their businesses, their UCC filings. We know we have all of their fact information. And that's the kind of investigation we did before we decided to talk and deal with this. This person bought a house in Harbor Island. All right? And they call this part Abaco. But they bought a house, not Harbor Island, I'm sorry, Hope Town. They bought a house in Hope Town. And they bought this house in a residential area next to other nice houses where persons invested their money, millions, into these houses. So these are millionaires we're talking about, and some of them are billionaires. And she bought it there, and she decided, I'm going to take this house and I'm going to turn this into a hotel, and we're going to have liquor, and we're going to have music, loud music, etc. And the town council rejected her. They said, no, you can't have that here. All right, not in a residential area. You can imagine your neighbor say they could start renting out rooms in their house right next to you, and now it's going to be loud music at different times and right next to you, and sometimes you won't be able to sleep. Can you imagine that? So now think about how these people feel. The town council said no. They got votes. Hundreds of people voted and said no. Bahamians voted against it. The second homeowners, who were the backbone of that society, voted against it. But somehow she went outside and so-called above the council. She went to Nassau, dealt with someone, and all of a sudden she got approval to put a hotel there. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to see is corruption at its best. Now, we're not saying someone take a bribe. We don't know that anyone took a bribe. We don't know that. But we are speaking based on what we see. Because if the town council says no, how could someone else say yes? I'll give you an example. The swimming pig situations in Adelaide. The people, the residents said, we don't want that here. We're hearing music, noise. You're bringing the tourists here and they're making a bunch of noise. It's a residential area. And that's how it was zoned. And so the government said, well, swimming pigs, you got to shut down. It's a residential area. We can't do that to the residents. But somehow in this area, this woman was able to deal with someone who was able to override everything. And all of a sudden, when they heard that we were there, it was that we would be able to come, look at the documentation, see what has been going on, get the information back and forth, and really get a good idea of what's going on. But all of a sudden, Mr. Donald Rowe, the administrator, sent a message to the secretary in there, Sharon, and told her Do not let them see any of the documents. Ms. Sharon was shocked. The chief counselor was shocked because that's not the policy. You can't hide these government documents. You must let the people see them. But all of a sudden, it's like, hey, don't let them see. Hide it, hide it. What does Donald roll? That is the question. And that is why we preface this by saying that is corruption. It is, in our view, corruption, not by the definition of the law. In our view, it is corruption for an administrator to hide information about a suspicious transaction or suspicious transaction from the Bahamian people. The people came to Hopetown to see the files. And the administrator himself instructed the secretary in that office that we were not to see anything. And I want y'all to see some of this and hear it from the people themselves. These are all credible people, credible business people, credible people who are now shocked at the corruption that's going on in our little town. So first I'm going to let you hear from Mr. Sweeting, and all of these are unedited videos. They're working on them now, they're editing them so that we can put a little documentary together. So put this out there so you could see how corrupt this town is. I don't know how you could go against the wishes of the people. I'm going to show you why the decision was so dark, evil. Watch the words of Mr. Sweeting.
We've been dealing with this for a couple of years, and when I say dealing with it, the Bahamas Investment Authority, considers applications from investors through the National Economic Council, and basically they gave an approval, and nothing came before Hopetown District Council, for consideration.
Wow.
They came to us after the fact, but there was a lot of opposition in the community against it, and there's a lot of different low-scale developments or resorts or what have you that we do consider favorably because it's great for the economy and job production and everything that comes along with development. But in this particular case, the overwhelming majority of residents was against it, and the council didn't really support it either. So, basically all the applications that she needed, she got through Nassau, and she went above, when I say she, the applicant went over the district council's head.
Wow. So the residents were against it, the council was against it, and somehow she went to Nassau and maybe got some approval, because we haven't seen any approvals.
No, we haven't seen any approvals either, other than the letter from the BIA, the Bahamas Investment Authority, and
which is not an approval.
Well, it's an approval, initial approval of the development, but she needs subsequent approvals from different departments and agencies to facilitate what she wants to do. But she hasn't gotten any approval from local government, and she's been in violation of building different structures on the property without a building permit. We've been to Ministry of Works here locally, nothing has happened. They went to the site, but nothing has happened.
Oh wow! And we heard there was also a petition that lots and lots of people signed on to, over 100 persons in that community, in Hopetown community.
Yeah, it was a petition signed by Bahamian citizens, by second homeowners who live there, in opposition to this business being put in place, and and then the applicant has no respect for law or authority in our district, because we tried to reason with her and come to some happy medium of compromise, but there was no compromise.
Oh my God. So have you reached out to central government about all this?
Many times, yes.
And what have you gotten?
basically, for the most part, no answer at all, no acknowledgement of letters. You know, which is normal. A lot of times we write about different issues, and we can't even get them to even acknowledge the letter.
What?
You know, and that's the truth.
Wow, so it seems like this foreigner has a lot of power.
Yeah, sadly. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, we're here to see what's going on, and we're here to see exactly why the community has called us to come in. We are humbled by the fact that they decided to call us to deal with this that they've been going through for so many years. But we're going to get to the bottom of this, and we're going to deal with this.
And I'd just like to say one thing too, because I know many of my constituents in Hopetown, Manawar, and Guanakee will be probably watching this. Mm-hmm. When it comes to local government, they know that we are very independent. We don't consider party politics.
Of course.
We'll be willing to speak with anybody, any independent movement, or whether it's the Progressive Liberal Party, Free National Movement, DNA, we don't care. Anybody who wants to speak out to help assist in our issues, I mean, we're willing to speak with them.
And they didn't call us as a party. You can see we're not wearing any party paraphernalia. We are here as activists. Right. Because persons called us because what they're going through, and they feel that there must have been some corruption. They don't know that, but there must have been some corruption involved to override the entire community. And there are precedents in court where the court has said you can't override the community, go against the wishes of the community for their community.
Yeah, and I thank you for coming because, you know, we've been speaking out as a local government body with no action. Nobody will listen. So anybody on the national stage who wants to come and shed some light to these issues, we welcome it.
We're going to shed some light and there may be an explosion. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay,
that's Jeremy.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jeremy Sweeting. He is the chief counselor on that island. And he basically gave you a background of what's going on. He's been a chief counselor for quite some time on that island. I didn't show you the beginning of that interview where he talked about how many years he's been a chief counselor there. I'm just going to play a few now so you can get an idea exactly who he is. I don't think I played that in the beginning.
So we're live in Abaco, and we're talking to the governor of Abaco, not literally, but literally. Mr. Jeremy Sweeting. He's been the chief counselor down here for about 15 years or so, that's right?
Well, the chief counselor for 16 years in not the entire Abaco, but in the Hopetown district, which is Hopetown, Manawar, and Guanakee.
Yes, awesome.
So that's basically who he is. Just wanted you to see that. Now, by the time as we came down there and went in to go into the council's office to look at the documentation to see, does this person have a business license? Where did she get it from? What is her claim? What's happening? Let me tell you something. I have never seen an individual so afraid in all of my life. The secretary working in there, poor Miss Sharon, she said she got specific instructions and she has to protect her job from the administrator, Mr. Donald Road, to not let us see the document. That is very odd and strange. That has never been the policy. But it now seems like there's something to hide because all the people voted against this thing, and all of a sudden, somehow it still went through. And she was terrified. And I will tell you that we have a lot of documents, a lot of stuff that you're going to see. None of it came from her. All right? Let me just make that clear. We have our other sources, and that's what we got. But by the time as we was there and we went to see it, this is now Mr. Sweeting. He was having a conversation with one of the persons who brought us there in this voice message. And he was basically saying to them, he is shocked that they would take this stance, and he's very concerned about it because now this is a transparency problem. Listen to the same Mr. Sweeting after we did our investigation.
That's very disturbing, and I was under the impression, unless I missed a message from Sharon that I don't recall, because I know on Friday I was crazy busy yesterday, so it may have been some messages from either you or Sharon I might have missed, but I was under the impression that, y'all were allowed to come in and view documents, you just couldn't take them out. And I thought Sharon clarified that with the administrator, and everything, because that's always been the policy. And so this is news to me, and not just news to me. This is very disturbing news to me, because and I know why. It's always been that you couldn't take them out of the office because they were considered property of the government, and we lack the Freedom of Information Act, so it would allow you to have full access for these documents, and that's a shame. But I thought at the very least, from what I always thought the policy was, that you could go and view documents in the office. You just couldn't remove documents from the office or take pictures. You could just, take your notes and all of that. That said, this is very disturbing that y'all wasn't allowed to go in there and get anything, and I don't recall getting any messages from Sharon stating that, if I'm understanding you correctly. All of that said, we are having a council meeting on Tuesday, and I will definitely hold the administrator's feet to the fire on why y'all were denied, or anyone for that matter, because I have a big problem with that, because this isn't any secret society. Anybody should be able to go in at the very least and view the documents, even if they can't, at least they could know what's going on. And it doesn't make any sense to me, because all of our meetings that we have in the district council, even though not many people attend, they are public meetings. Anybody could come and sit and listen to what's being said. They could sit and listen as documents are read. So if people from the public could come and do that, while meetings are going on and while these documents are being read, why can't somebody come in after the fact and request to view the same document? So I don't understand that, unless the administrator is trying to protect someone, which would be very wrong. So anyway, that said, we'll be holding his feet to the fire on Tuesday's meeting, which, the last 6 or 7 we've had in Oaktown, we try to switch it up and have one in Guanakee or one in Mount War every so often, but we haven't had any off Oaktown in a while, so we having one this time off of Oaktown. But anyway, so I'll know more on Tuesday. I might even call in Monday, but I might just wait for the council meeting where it's just the next day. But and in the meantime, I might chat with because we have a group WhatsApp chat in our council where we communicate all the time. I might ask them as early as tomorrow, maybe after lunch, and see what the council feels about it. And I'm sure they'll be just as curious as I am as to why the administrator's saying this. Anyway, sorry for the long voice note. You have a good evening. Perhaps I'll call you on Monday.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the same fellow. We came there and he was glad that we would go, we would see. It was open. He expected that we'd be able to go in there, see the documents. He's the chief counselor, and it was overwritten by the administrator to say, no, don't let them see nothing. What are they hiding? It's corruption. You see, for too long, people can come, do what they want to do in this country. Bahamians said no. Our second homeowners said no. They went to some other people and got a yes somehow. Now, there was a petition I want to show you. I want to show you this. There was a petition. Is that the front page? No, not the front page. Yes, this is the front page of the petition. There was a petition. And in this petition, these people gave their displeasure and said that they reject this. All of these are Bahamians living on the island. Every single one of them, they signed. Every one of these, they signed. Put their names to it. Their names to it. Their age to it. All of these are Bahamians. And they signed this petition to say, we don't want this residential area to now have these kinds of activities with liquor, dancing, music, etc. And so we spoke to some of them to make sure that this petition wasn't made up. And again, it's raw footage, but I'm going to let you see this. We didn't get a chance to edit these. But these are some of the people in the area. I talked to some business people in the area. Listen to what they have to say. Stay with me. I'm getting this up, man.
My name is Mrs. Smith. I am a general resident of Hopetown community, and I am also a part family owner of Mackey's Takeout. Today, I just wanted to talk about the new Cantina Sherry Sweet Place. I personally feel like it shouldn't have been allowed by the general government because this is a very quiet area. We are known for just, simple quiet life. We're not very used to a restaurant slash bar. I feel like there are a lot of areas in Hopetown where you can do that. I personally feel like it will only draw less attention to our area and allow a lot of our second homeowners to sell. I personally feel like this shouldn't have been passed because we have put out petitions, we have made arrangements, and we've gotten people to sign, and we've put into local government that we did not want this to happen. And the fact that it happened just shows us that, you know, anything and everything can happen without our say. And we are local and we are Bahamians, and this is our island, and I feel like we should have a say within that. Like second homeowners should not be allowed to come into our community and rearrange it and allow all of our second homeowners who have been here for years and years and years to pick up and leave because they're not comfortable with where they're living. This is just how I personally feel at the moment with this. This shouldn't have been passed. But I do feel like something should happen. Something needs to be happening that way that this does not happen again.
How do you feel that if this is allowed to continue, or as it is, out of respect for our son-in-laws, although they're not tabled, this is what the community of Hopetown wanted in place. How do you feel about this moving forward in regards to Hopetown's residents' concerns about this type of development in other residential areas moving forward?
I personally feel like they think that this is going to bring more attention and not good attention. It's going to allow more people to come in from different islands, different areas that we're not allowed, like we don't know of, and we can't keep track of it. I feel like post and pre-Dorian, there were a lot of people coming in that we weren't aware of. And I feel like it will only draw more attention and degrading our area and Hopetown for the better of it.
Thank you very much.
Part owner of the Mackey's Takeout Family Restaurant.
How do you feel about the development across the way?
I think it's wrong. I think it's too much in the little neighborhood. It's a lot of music and carrying on late at night, and I don't think it's fair. And I think it's wrong that, you know, people could go to Nassau and get things passed, and the council in Nassau don't know what happens in this little town of Hopetown. They don't know how we live over here, how close together the buildings are, and how just carrying on late at night just disturbs the whole neighborhood. It's not right. I think it's terrible.
How do you feel about the amount of hotels and resorts going on the island, and do you feel that anything should be done to try to prevent any more of this type of growth?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's Hopetown is outgrown, you know, all of this now. I think it's time to stop. I think that's enough.
Yes. You know? What about, how do you feel resorts of this magnitude and in other areas affecting the infrastructure of the island?
I think it's kind of out of control right now, to tell you the truth. It's just out of control.
Are you able to function now on a regular basis without running a generator when a power goes off?
Well, kind of, yeah, kind of.
You manage to make do?
Yeah, we kind of manage.
Brenda Lee Mackey, owner of Mackey's Convenience. I've been the owner for over 15 years. And me as a small business owner, I feel betrayed of the situation that has been allowed to happen across the street. We live in a zoning area, and that side is known for non-development as far as business is concerned. And I feel that we are being betrayed locally when someone can come into the island and overstep local government and go into Nassau and just get their way, and we all know it's because of money. I don't think it's fair to us as native Bahamians, and I think it needs to stop. It's not right to allow money to control our island. That's all I can say. What else you want me to say?
How do you feel this will affect the second homeowners moving forward? And do you see this as an example? Well, we know that there's been other situations, but we didn't get those in time. How do you see if this is allowed to continue with Sherry's Way and Cantina? Do you see this as an example for other developers in this area? Or
I know for a fact, I've heard a lot of the second homeowners saying, because of the situation that is being allowed to happen across the street, I've been told personally that they are selling their homes and they're moving away from the island because they spend millions of dollars to build their homes, and this hasn't been allowed to happen. And I feel like moving forward, if this continues, the island is going to be like the Florida Keys or Little Miami.
Wow. So this is a couple of people. We spoke to many more people. I'm going to let you hear from one, Miss Marina, who also gave her view. But I'm going to let you hear from the neighbor who lives right next door to what is going on. Now, let me tell you, these people advertised that they were having an amazing party. They advertised that they were going to be putting it down. They advertised that they were going to have a party on last week, Friday. That was an event to experience. They advertised that this was going to be one big, awesome event that anyone would want to come to. Man, they had this thing all over the place. And we expected that they would have this big party, that we would come, and that we would see lots and lots of people there, and that we would be able to go there, have some food and some drinks, and take part in all the disturbance and noise making that's going on in that neighborhood. But of course, we got a surprise when we got there. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we got there, and this is the house. This is the house. This is what they turned into kind of a hotel, right? Right on the beach. I just wanted you to see that, to get a kind of picture. They advertised this, that they were going to have a summer party Friday, July 22nd, 5 p.m. until happy hour drinks all night. 2 for $10 chicken tacos. All right, they reserved the tacos from 5 to 8, but the whole party was going to be it's going to be DJ Sapphire. Man, big breakdown. I didn't know these sophisticated people have this kind of thing going on. But that's what they advertised. And here's the advertisement actually at their place. I took this picture myself. And when we went there, they, had outside all ready to go. So they had outside, the advertisement was right there. And this was the night of the party, but no one was there. We are told that they got word that the people were in town and that, they should not have that party anymore. And we were told that the party was canceled at the last minute because they heard that we would be there to witness it. And listen, we was there with our comfortable shoes on, getting ready to shake a leg. I don't drink alcohol. There's nothing wrong with drinking alcohol. I just don't like it. I don't drink alcohol, but we was going to be there as the Vita Malt all night long. And we was going to be there with them, dancing the night away. But they didn't have it anymore. And so this is their place. We went in there. This is how it is. They'd already turned the lights off for the most part. We did surveillance there. See, the party lights and everything was going, but they didn't have the party no more. This is the entrance. This is the front where you go in. That's the advertisement. And so we went there. This is in the back where the pool party is. The beach is on the other side, right there. And this is where the breakdown goes down. And so we went in there, and they canceled their big event because they heard that I was in town. We got to speak to the neighbor next door. And he told us some of what was going on. If this continues, he's ready to sell his place. Others have already begun to sell, the second homeowners. Now, so you understand, the economy of Hopetown revolves around the second homeowners, providing stuff for them. They give to the community. They give millions of dollars to this community. After Dorian, they gave millions of dollars to help restore Hopetown. You can't even really see that the hurricane was there. They put this place back together. It's still working, but they put this place back together. They brought this place back together. And now they feel like they're being disrespected because this one person wants to come there. And despite the whole council saying no, this one person is able to override all of them. And we feel it's because of corruption. Now let's hear from this gentleman and let's see why he has a problem. And you can say if you understand his problem or not. And when you hear his problem at the end of this, let's see if you would feel that council should let that place continue to be a party spot.
David A. Smith, and I'm a U.S. citizen. I've been coming here for over 4 decades, and we've owned this property here for about 4 or 5 years. My wife and I, Mary Jane.
How much have you invested here?
It's probably $2.5 million.
Wow. And what are you experiencing right now with the what's happening in your neighborhood?
Well, we live in a residential area. It's zoned residential according to the town. And we bought the home from Sotheby's as a residence, but next door, against the Hopetown's town council wishes, they've created a hotel with a restaurant and a bar. And it's not in keeping with the neighborhood. It is causing real problems. We've got a local that's been here for many generations across the street that's now having to leave. I'm trying to do all kinds of things from putting up barriers and plants and things to keep it looking natural, but to protect. And I would tell you that the investors on the island, because this is investment property, we had over 100 American and European second homeowners sign a petition against what they saw was a potential threat to the value of their investment. And we believe it will dramatically impact everyone's investment if any residence can be turned into a commercial property when it's supposed to be a neighborhood. And the locals also have signed over 100 local Bahamians that represent multi-generation families here have all signed a petition against this change of from a residence to a commercial property. So I can't tell you anybody that's happy about what's going on. The local businesses aren't happy. The people who reside here every day, the people who have investment property that support the community philanthropically, as well as with all of the commercial services for the renters. No one's happy here. That's not the way it should work here. The town council and the Bahamians here should be able to decide what goes in their island. From a quality of life standpoint, look, we've got a problem, and the police have been here, the authorities have been here, and there's been violence next door. There's been riots and melees. People have been injured, people have been hurt, and it's just not good for the neighborhood.
On this quiet town of Hopetown, you've had riots?
Yeah, how many people were involved? Over 100 people?
Was anyone hurt?
Yes.
What was the riot about?
I stayed out of, as you can imagine, the last thing you'd want to be is involved in something like that. I stayed out of it, but it had something to do with the people that were working there with other people on the island. And I don't know how it all started. I just know people, there was a lot of damage and people, there was property damage and people were hurt.
Wow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from this homeowner himself. You know, he's distraught. He spent $2.5 million. He also helped a lot. He gave away like $100,000 during Dorian, etc. Him and others. You know, he didn't brag about this. He didn't even ask me to say this. I just know this from talking to people. And, you know, he feels like he bought a residential place, and right next door, there's going to now be a party spot right next to him. He's also talking about riots. A riot took place. Did you all know that? It didn't make the news. With over 100 people rioting right next door to his house. Can you imagine these second homeowners? And the riot was started by persons who work on that property, allegedly. That's what everyone is saying. There was also the problem of illegal activity, drugs, illegal drugs, prostitution. Happening there that persons are alleging and complaining about. That's Hope Town. The nice, sweet, bucolic island where you could leave your stuff out, don't bother it. They'll secure it for you. Now you're talking about riots and gunshots fired, people injured on Hope Town? But it didn't make the news. Now let me show you why this man is really distraught. And I showed you a glimpse of it earlier. Watch what this man got to live with. Wow. Sorry, here it is.
This is the master bedroom. This is our pod where we spend every night. And right there is a residence that's been turned into a hotel with a bar and restaurant and parties.
Wow. Farmers, look at this again.
Bedroom. This is our
That's the man's bedroom where he lays his head.
Night. And right there.
Oh, sorry, I stopped right there. Farmers, look at that. Somehow, the whole council in Hope Town could see. They weren't being biased to this man. But if they come and do their site inspection and they realize that this man's head is laying right there. He spent $2.5 million on his investment and he's laying his head there, and he has a right to live in peace according to law. He has a right to live without nuisance according to law. That's his right. To live without nuisance. To live without being disturbed. You see what the party said? 5 p.m. until. So that means 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, party still licking off right next to this man's head. Look at that. That ain't even a stone throw away. That is right next to him. The noise, the Brigham bomb, right there. I wanted to do this to put this in perspective for y'all. Who in town planning? Now, you live in South Beach, You live in Pinewood, you live in Elizabeth Estates, you live in the Grove. If you build your house and you and your children living in your house, and now the neighbor decided they could turn their house into a party spot, they could call it an Airbnb and they got parties there. Or they could say they could turn their house into a resort. And they could have concerts there on the resort, or they could have parties there constantly on the resort. In which world do you think that would be allowed? Where in New Providence would be allowed that? There was one time that they was going to have a party at Brave Davis' house before he was prime minister in that residential area. And they had to go and shut that down. They tell him not a day like it. You all remember that? Now I wasn't looking at Facebook. I want to see your comments. You all tell me. I can pause here before I show you the rest. Someone here tell me. Tell me if this man is wrong. Tell me. Tell me. Should the government have allowed them to have a party right there next to where this man and his wife got to lay their head? Somebody else, who she is? Is she a Bahamian? No, she's a foreigner. Someone, answer me, please. I want to make sure it ain't only me. The MP allowed this. He's in agreement. That's why he wasn't saying nothing. That's why I called him corrupt. The administrator is in agreement with this. The neighbor across the road done move. You heard one of the ladies talk about how all this nuisance, loud noise and stuff, like she can't deal with that. And the neighbor across the street then sell the house. Sold. Because he say he can't deal with it. He can't take it. The big party, the big breakdown. And these people paid millions of dollars for their residential situation. And right across the street, right next to this man's head, who's the MP for there? The MP for there is John Pinder, not a union person. He's a white man, John Pinder, who actually lives on this island. This the neighbor across the street who sold. See, Damianos Sotheby's, who was selling the property. This is right across the street from it. That's the neighbor. Gone. Put his property up for sale. There are 3 billionaires who said, listen, this continues, they gone. Why? There has been a growing problem with Haitian nationals who have taken over this area, crown land, private land, whatever they want to. They've just taken it over, and they're coming there, and they are taking over. And now this is the party spot for these kinds of people. All right? For Bahamians of Haitian descent, for Haitians, and for other persons to now say they come in the party. Right next to that man. Can you imagine that? This is corruption. This is corruption. And so all of the people in the community said, no. I got some more to show you. Stay, hang with me. I know it's late tonight. But I want you to see the corruption in this country. Once you got a couple dollars, you could pay for anything in this country. I ain't saying they pay for nothing. I don't know. But once you got a couple dollars, look. I want you to look. I kept this image up here. It's right there. I kept this image up here, right? Because I want you to see this man laying his head right there and the party right there. Imagine that's you. If it's me, either me or the neighbor got to go. Because that ain't happening. Now, how John Pinder could allow this or entertain this is beyond me. The chief counselor said no. All the council members said no. The whole community said no. I showed you the petitions. Everyone said no. And I can show you more documents in a second. But somehow she gone to Nassau, and Nassau tell her, "Oh, what you want to do? Oh yeah, you want music and dancing, liquor, whatever? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You could have that, man." People in the community are shocked how that could happen.
Start.
This is a foreigner that came to this island, bought a piece of property, turned it into a resort by overriding Hopetown District Council through Nassau, and is open and functional today.
So this person bought a house.
It was, yes, not to the magnitude that it is now, but yes, on a smaller scale.
Okay, and they applied to have this turned into some sort of resort, but town council had some objection to it.
They applied to Hopetown Council for a small resort and a retreat with a kind of like a spa, Pilates type thing on a very small scale. Town council didn't have a problem with that, but then it got into the liquor and that side of it. So she went to Nassau and she got approval for everything else behind council's back there. Some of the other issues that was had with her, I know that people had seen inspectors up there doing inspections of the property. She was one that should just do things, and then she would get approached about it, and then the plans would get submitted to council. Again, you know, she was tried to be stopped many times to no avail, and that's why we're here now.
Who tried to stop her?
Well, council, from what I'm understanding, council has been up there more than once to have a look at her property. And there was a few issues that they found that needed to be addressed. I think the Ministry of Works might have also been up there. I'm almost certain that the Ministry of Works went there. And some of the issues were addressed. However, as far as the stuff that she started and put in place without council's consent or knowledge of, it was already done before anything was submitted through council for recording. We feel like the second homeowners will be seriously affected should she be allowed to continue with this business establishment where it is, because that would mean that the properties surrounding them was sold to them under false pretense. There are many that is watching this situation and very closely watching it, because the outcome of this particular development will determine whether the people that have supported this island since Dorian without any support from the Bahamas government or central government whatsoever toward food, water, or a piece of material will sell their property, pack up, and move on. This can result in one or two individuals buying up many properties under family names or their own names, which then takes away from the power
of the locals on this island. I will tell you that I seen a second homeowner that also filed a letter to Hopetown Council when he arrived on the island this week. And I asked him, how's your wife? Where is she? She is livid. He told me, I don't think you'll ever see her come back here. It broke my heart. She has helped cancer patients. They have helped locals. They've poured thousands of dollars through this community. I had to take some time, sit back, and think about it. I reached out to her, and I told her that I could not let this go. I was going to try one more time to fight. And she told me, you're wasting your time. Everything that has been tried has been unfruitful and overthrown by central government. I asked her, please let me try again. She didn't want no word of it, so I decided that I would reach out to your team in hopes of finding some support, getting some investigations done, and getting a message across to central government that the fact that they can override, firstly, put into place a town council, which the FNM and the PLP have stated is a prime example to the way a district council should be run throughout the entire Bahamas. Yet, they completely ignore the wishes of not only our council members, but the people that put them in place. You don't live here. You have no idea what goes on here. We have to live here. It is disrespectful and inconsiderate to think that after Dorian, you not give us $1 for nothing, to think that it is okay to put a development of this magnitude in a residential area and us not speak out or take it further. Now, when I decided to reach out to you guys to ask you to come here, I had to take the most logical next step. I reached out to our chief counselor, Jeremy Sweeting. I told him what I was doing, and I asked him, would he be willing to speak with you, and would we be able to go into town council and review the documents on Sherry Fox, Cherie's Way, or Cantina, whatever it's referred to there as then. Yes, Marina, I will be happy to do it. I want you to know that I have not turned my back on this. We have been pushing and pushing and pushing. Central government has failed to respond on many occasions. But you can go in there and you can see the files. You can't copy them. You can't take them out. Well, as you know, Mr. Bain, we went down there this morning and we asked for the file to be pulled. And we were told that the administrator, Mr. Donald Roll, I think is his name, said no, the files were no longer available to the public. Well, this is mind-blowing. There's never been a time up until today that I am aware of that anybody in this settlement could not walk in council's office and ask to see a file
on anything that happened or was submitted to town council on this island, and the file not be available or be denied. So after sitting there and thinking a minute, dumbfounded, I decided to try another avenue, because I wanted to know, was it just Miss Sherry Folks, Cherie's Way, or Cantina that we was being denied file access to? So I asked the secretary to please ask Mr. Roll if I could please see the file on East Point. She did. The answer was the same. No, in order to see any of these files, the law is now that you have to be present in this meeting.
Start.
This is a foreigner that came to this island, bought a piece of.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you could hear they're lying on the law again. Now, he's saying that the law has now changed somehow. So all of a sudden, since we came to the island, the law changed that you can't see the files. It's ridiculous. We spoke to so many persons from the island. For the sake of time, we can't show all of them, but we're going to put something together that we're going to put out there. But we spoke to persons from all over this island.
Ms. Falk was applying for a yoga retreat with a small bar for her guests. And then I think that ended up changing along the way. So that's why everybody was against it. But my personal feeling is if it's residential, it's residential. And I know, I try to put myself in other people's shoes. So with that being the situation it is now, where it's not just a yoga retreat, if I had one of those houses up there, I'd be pretty upset to know that that's what I had to deal with and, listen to, because at the time of purchasing and renovating and improving,
So, ladies and gentlemen, so these are more people. I wanted to show you from more of them, but we won't have time to do that today. We even had a lady who was on the island all of her life, Miss Bethel. You heard a little piece from her earlier, and she gave her stance on it also, that it's ridiculous. And that is Miss Fanny Bethel. We can't show that right now for the sake of time. But ladies and gentlemen, how is it that the council and everyone in the community votes against something, but this person is able to override all of that and get some permission from the government to do her own thing, to put that kind of situation, party, liquor, drinking, noise, etc., right there next to someone's bedroom. Someone's bedroom. Now, this is the law. We always talk the law. I always show you the law. All right? And so this is nuisance. All right? And they call it noxious trade, annoying trade. This is nuisance. And anyone who commits nuisance is liable to a fine and conviction of up to 6 months. All right? So this is a crime where you can go to jail. It's nuisance. It says the following person shall have effect with respect to the nuisance of carrying on a noxious, offensive, or annoying business at any place, or of causing or permitting noxious or offensive matter, offensive matter to be collected or contained at any place, or of keeping animals at any place, etc. So noisy business is included. All right? And so if you doing this, if you have a business that is causing a nuisance, if you have a party in your neighborhood, when it reaches a certain hour, your neighbor could call the police and the police will come and shut it down, right? Once 12 o'clock reach, they could come and shut it down. Because you don't have a right to annoy your neighbors who are trying to live peaceably. And so for this woman to advertise that they're going to have this thing from 5 p.m. until, that means that's intentional. That's an easy lawsuit. And they allowed this to happen. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of the email transactions that has gone on between these. Listen, they got some foreigners who are here legally and they're loving and they're helpful, etc. And then they got some who they just don't care. We met up with this woman. We ran into her in Willie's Place restaurant, right? In Willie's restaurant. She was in there. And she made it clear. All of us were walking in there together with Marina, the last woman you heard from. And we were walking in there. And the woman said, listen, everyone go sign Marina's petition. Everyone go sign that. Because when you're signing, they can fire all of the Bahamians. She said, all of y'all people. You can fire all of them. And backing down, and she was loud and rambunctious and carrying on bad. And the only way she could be carrying on so bad is because she knows she got some support behind her, backing her up. That's why. She said, fire all of the Bahamians. I was shocked. Normally, foreigners, are more humble, and they try to stay out of, other people's way. They feel like they're a foreigner. Not that lady. So we have all kind of documents. I'll just read them to you. We have emails that went out to the Hopetown district. We have long chains of emails that basically show that this whole thing was in violation. Even the approval she got was based on certain things, but there had to be buy-in from the locals, etc. So I don't read all these because of the sake of time, but we can put something together for y'all. Yeah, I'm not going to read all these because of the sake of time, but I'll read one of them. One of them was a response by one of the homeowners. I'm going to turn this around and show this to you. Give me a second to turn this camera around. It was too long of a thread for us to pull it out. Let me see. Let's go to the back camera. There we go. All right. So this is one of them. And this is March 4th, 2022. From Mary Jacobs. And it was going to the office Secretary for Hopetown District Council. Is also CC to Jeremy Sweeting. We heard from earlier. Frank Knowles. I got to meet Frank Knowles also, the Deputy Chairman. Donald Roll is also here, who's administrator. Todd Cash got this. Fred, HCC Council. Hazel, etc. All these people. Junior Maynard was on the council. And subgraph in the zoning committee. It says, respectfully, I respond. The approval letter from Nassau said that it was dependent on local approval. In response, we were asked to get community support against it. We did so. In 48 hours, we gathered over 100 local signatures from the community, voters, and over 200 second homeowners. This was delivered to you and was supposed to was supposedly hand-delivered to Nassau by MP Albury. This town council never followed up with our response. With the disintegration of this council, nothing was ever done. Let me be very clear. we are not opposed to Miss Fox's ability to rent her home, even by the room as presented. We are not opposed to her teaching Pilates or providing space for a professional masseuse day spa. We are not opposed to her providing meals, wine, etc., to her rental residences. Many of you attended a private party on Sunday, February 27, at this home. During this party, the proposed restaurant was discussed. If a restaurant offered to all islanders rather than just her renters is approved, she will acquire a liquor license as well. What does this turn into? If the property is sold as commercial, which you are allowing it to become, the next owner may want a nightclub there and our home becomes worthless. When we bought our home in 2018, our home sold and deeded as residential, just like the property we are discussing here are the facts. We have the following establishments already providing these services: Abaco Inn, Sea Spray, Belize, Carlton, separately also as a liquor license, Firefly, on the beach, etc. And she named a lot of these places and a brewery that they're going to be building. She said, how many is enough? Our home was represented by local realtors as deeded as residential. Is the word of local representation not accurate or reliable? We started this discussion when you had plenty of time to help us. You did nothing. We should be the kind of citizens you want in this land. We preserve an old Bahamian home and improved the property. We invested millions of hard-earned dollars in our home. We have personally invested over 100,000 cold hard cash in the locals after Dorian by helping business rebuild homes and paying healthcare bills. We have multiple business accounts around the island, all in good standing. We are paying our bills. But your actions are telling me, so what? My home value doesn't matter, and my love and support of the community is not appreciated. How can you help now? Keep the property as presented by Ms. Fox in her rebuttals as a wellness center and day spa. Limit the liquor license allowed on the small island to the massive list of ones we already have, not needed in a wellness center. Limit a restaurant desire to a rental community only. You do have the power. I have seen it used when wanted. The island is selling multi-million-dollar homes. Development is everywhere. This is the big time now. This council is good, has good business people on it. Things such as what has happened to us should not. And this is the wife of the gentleman that you heard talking earlier. And this lady has to sleep in that bedroom next to the noise. She also sent this document that says the second homeowners, 80%, wrote personal letters to town council. Personal letters to town council. Because some were not on the island. I have forwarded you several documents, and this is to me, she's saying this, representing approximately 65 inventors. The following homeowners have sent letters that are on file. It represents approximately 100 additional homeowners who are opposed. These letters are on file in the office. And she called the names, Brian Jones. These people are putting their names so that they're not afraid. Brian Jones, Martha Ross, Scott Jones, Dominique and Michelle Scalera, Rutleg Bradford, Juliet West, Cindy and Jim Todd, Dan and Melanie Sullivan, Doris Cove, HOA, 30 Homes, Dana and Timmy J. And I won't call all the names, but we did searches on these people, and all of them are legitimate business persons. All of these are millionaires who have come to the Bahamas and who have decided they want to do second homes and they want to support the community. And so all of these people and the locals put together. Now, this woman went and got the big law firm. She went and got the big law firm. She went to Graham Thompson. She went to the big law firm. Sassoon House, and Life Drive. And this is 27 October 2022. And this big law firm, Grant Thompson, wrote to Jeremy Sweeting, the man you saw we interviewed earlier. Chief Counselor, Hopetown District Council. And this is referenced as Sherry Lynn Falk, Elbow Key, Abaco, the Bahamas. We act on behalf of Sherry Falk, a United States national who is desirous of developing a health and wellness boutique hotel in Elbow Key, Abaco. 3 years ago, Ms. Falk purchased a property on which she intends to renovate the current structure into a boutique hotel. Through her love for the beautiful island of Abaco, Ms. Falk would like to assist with further developing the island and provide a unique opportunity for a wellness destination, which will enhance the tourism industry in Abaco. Ms. Falk would also like to provide a hotel that guests can enjoy following the devastating impact of Hurricane Dorian in Abaco. Currently, Ms. Falk is interested in stimulating the economy as a small business in Elbow Key. With the destruction of Harbor Lodge and Sea Spray, many jobs have been lost. Opening the existing property as a commercial establishment creates jobs for locals in the daily operation function. Ms. Falk has acquired the proper credentials to operate a business under Bahamian law. Ms. Falk's vision for future development encompasses a minimum of 5 separate accommodations that will operate as hotel dwellings. The property will be marketed to Bahamian nationals and American citizens seeking to escape to Abaco for beachfront activities as well as experience. Furthermore, when the property is not operating as a wellness retreat, it will be available to individual or family bookings. This project will require a construction crew of 20 plus for the renovation that will be employed for approximately 1 year. During the first year of operation, approximately 10 Bahamians will be employed. Ms. Falk has obtained the enclosed approvals from the Bahamas Investment Authority to proceed with the development. However, the approval is subject to satisfying any requirements of your respective ministry. Therefore, we would be grateful to obtain approval from this Hopetown District Council, advising that the local town planning council has no objections. See that? Prior to proceeding with the development, kindly be advised that Ms. Falk will adhere to all environmental best practices, yada, yada, yada. If you have any questions, call us, yada, yada, yada. Ms. Falk is available to meet directly with the town council, etc., etc. This is signed directly by Grant Thompson. Now, you know, she going for the big boy. Now, everyone know the law firm name, Graham Thompson. But you know what? No, Graham Thompson to sign these letters itself. That's a big law firm. That's the White Knight law firm. Graham Thompson signed that itself for that woman. Now, Graham Thompson said that this is going to be a wellness center, etc., etc. You know, nice, family-oriented, etc., etc. How are we going from that? How are we going from a nice, family-oriented place to we having a big party on Friday and we gonna have music and dance from 5 o'clock until? How do you go from that to that? Someone explain that to me. Anyone? Now, we almost there. There's some back and forth that the lady had with this person. Some back and forths that she had with them. Very interesting conversation. She sent something to say, "Why don't you just have all information?" And this is the WhatsApp. Says, "We have spoken many times." This is what Ms. Mary Jacobs, the victim, who lives next to the property. She says, "We have spoken many times, and this was not mentioned. As you know, we have invested in our property with the intentions of peaceful enjoyment. Therefore, I would like to know more. Are you including a bar and restaurant? You mentioned you would be renting and never mentioned a hotel of any sort. Let's have an honest dialogue." 7-ounce style log, I will be honest, we do not want to be next to a noise or enjoyment nuisance, as you would feel the same. In other words, she said, listen, you would be the same as us. Why you want to put this noise next to us? And the woman responded, I have invited you over many times for a whatever. Anyone who talks to me for 20 minutes knows I am a Pilates instructor. I have a gym in my house, and in order to legal teach, I need a work permit. When you own property, there are channels one can through the generate a work permit. Oh God, Mom, you need to write the Queen's English, please. This is one of them. Dan has been helping and advising me along the way. And so the victim responded, I understand you have invited me over. You have never mentioned that you are an instructor or wanted to run a hotel out of your home to me. Shari, this is not personal. I want to be very clear on that. I do not want a hotel, bar, and restaurant outside my home that I have invested into for the sole purpose of enjoying it. You could have heard that evening having Malone sounded like on our property, you would also understand how distressing this is. Now we have no barrier between the properties. And she responded, correct. It is not personal. You are a neighbor. If you have problems with my construction or concerns about my property, please come over for that drink instead of calling town council to come investigate. So the victim responded, I did not ask them to investigate your property. The turtle people did. Did you go to town council? The first I heard of your intentions was 2 days ago. And then the woman responded, Doug and Nancy? No, the environmental group. I am attending town council on the 21st. And the victim responded, they were checking all the turtles' nests. Good. We all need to understand the intentions. And the hotel woman said, MJ, to be clear, Dan advised me regarding a work permit. He put me in touch with Goodleb, who gave me the guidelines on how to incorporate and generate the ability to work on my own property. The victim said, thanks for clearing that up. If just want to teach classes, why do you need a hotel and all that comes with it? If and when you sell this property, it and becomes whatever the new owner wants, correct? Once it's deemed a hotel. MJ, you continue to misinterpret and jump to conclusions. As a courtesy, I am completely transparent with you, but your actions have now resulted with an angry visit from the Sullivans. All right? From the Sullivans. I don't deserve that or appreciate that. Sherry, you said Dan advised you. So I sent you them because I explained. And so this is a long back and forward. But basically, I want you to see that these people have been fighting this battle and to no avail. And to no avail because this woman was able to go around the council in our country, and do her own thing. And this happens too often in this country. I don't think that anyone in this country, just trying to turn this back on me. I don't think that anyone in this country would want to have them having parties right next to your window. Now, if you can tell me, if anyone out there can tell me how that makes sense, then so be it. All right, so be it. Now, we were called to this. We were not paid $1. No one paid us to say anything. I've never done that in history of being on radio and being on TV. No one can say that they gave me anything to say anything. I am doing this, and the rest of our team is doing this as activists because it's the right thing to do. There are Bahamians in there. There was black business owners who were there, who said that, man, this thing is disturbing their business. That's why we showed you them talking. There are white Bahamians who are there, who feel like this is out of order, and this person, through some kind of apparent corruption, got to get this done. This can't happen in our country. This can't happen, and this ain't gonna happen. And so, willing to take this matter before the courts and willing to fight that. But in the meantime, the status quo must remain, and you can't disturb the peace of people living and enjoying their residence. I don't care if they are Bahamian, American, Chinese, Haitian. It is against the law. And it's criminal activity. Criminal activity. I spoke to the police on that island. This establishment has no parking. We're supposed to have a certain amount of parking. It has some parking for golf carts, but it has no real parking. They actually put signs up on the road, on the government road, to say that this parking, literally on the side of the road where sidewalk should be, they say that this parking is for this resort only on the government road. I spoke to the police about it. The police said she can't do that. She can't do that. And she can put up any sign she won't put up. But if people park there and they're blocking up traffic, the police can move them. All right? And she has no right to tell anyone they can park or can't park on that road. And so I have a lot of letters with objections and all this kind of stuff. And so I can't go into all of them today. But again, we're going to put something together that we can put out there for you. There are many persons who spoke that you didn't get to hear from tonight. This is sickening what we have experienced. We live in a country where anyone can come, as long as they are a foreigner, and they can override Bahamians. And we are now seeing that and our white brothers and sisters are saying the same thing. You got Toby there who applied for Crown Land. He got it. And then a foreigner wanted that same Crown Land, and they kick him to the curb. Because his problem is he's a Bahamian. He may say he's a white Bahamian, but he's Bahamian. And so being a Bahamian is a disqualification in this country. And so he realized that. And so now there are Bahamians on that same island who are realizing that, listen, the foreigner came forward. She says she won't put a hotel there. We don't care what y'all have to say. Y'all are Bahamians. We live in a nation where Bahamians are put last. And so, yes, some of them are second homeowners, but this foreigner come, and if she come and say, listen, this is what I want, let them understand didn't say nothing, so we can go with her. And y'all who want to make noise, too bad. Mr. John Pinder, you are not looking good in all of this. You are not fighting for your own people from your community where you live. John Pinder, if you are approving this, I am saying is because you corrupt. Administrative role. The fact that you made that call to tell them that don't show us documents. You see, we still get documents, and we got plenty of documents. I didn't even scratch the surface. We know what you did. And when I say you, I mean government. We know what you all did. From you call to say, hide it from them, you became corrupt. We know why you're hiding. And so, Philip Brave Davis, fix this. John Roll, fix this before we fix you. Not John Roll, John Pinder. Fix this before we fix you. Enough of the corruption in this country where a couple dollars get you anything you want. And Bahamians have no say. We coming back. Anytime she throw party or make noise in that community, we need y'all to go there. Be bold. You scared of that woman? Go there and videotape it. Send it to me. Any party she planned, you attend the party. And you show the breakdown. Neighbor, Mr. David, anytime you hear noise coming from over there, you take video and you send that to me. Now, this is a simple one. We can fix this. We wanted to expose it first, let the Bahamian people see. But we could deal with this through the sword of the law. That's all I can say for now. But we could deal with this through the sword of the law. And so if this woman wins, which she won't, you know why. So Brave Davis, fix this. Pinder, fix this. Minister of Works, fix this. Because town planning come under you. Fix this. No more corruption, eh? I wanted to say more and dig deeper. But this shows that the corruption continues. As long as you're Bahamian, the corruption continues. I just wanted to say lastly, I heard from a resident who was born and raised in that island, the house they born in, the property they born on, they just got sold. And they cried as they were telling me about it. It's a white Bahamian. Because they didn't have the money. Because now the wealthy foreigner can come here legally and they can spend $1.5 million in property. And that prices out all Bahamians, basically. And then the illegal foreigner can come from the south and he could just take property. And as long as you're a foreigner, the law doesn't apply to you. This is the problem. And this is why we sign up for all these. Black Bahamian, white Bahamian, Chinese Bahamian, we Bahamians. We can stand up for Bahamians. We need a country where Bahamians come first. We need a country where our guests can come, live, and live in peace. No one bribing them. No one bothering them. No one paying off government officials. And by paying off government officials, they can do stuff that affects them. No, man. It's a different Bahamas now. I've been talking for over 2 hours. We wanted you to see some of this. It's too much information for us to put out just like that for you. But we got plenty more. We're doing investigations on Grand Bahama. We got to fix Grand Bahama. Abaco is in a state of crisis. They are taking over Abaco. The boats are landing daily. The Prime Minister was talking nonsense that the boats is less boats. No. Y'all catching less because y'all ain't trying to catch them. What kind of nonsense you talking about, Philip Brave Davis? Saying that you see less boats being captured, that's because they're doing a good job. If you was doing a good job, you would have been catching the boats. No, the boats coming in. You could see the new people daily in Abaco. You see them in Nassau. And these people ain't broken poor because if they, I don't know many Bahamians who got $10,000 right now to take a boat ride to Miami. I don't know many Bahamians who could do that. Y'all trying to make it seem, oh, these people poor, they just trying to have a better life. Listen, $10,000 could give you a phenomenal life in Haiti. You could retire on that. Because light bill is nothing. Rent, nothing. Food, cheap. You can go to Haiti and buy food out the food store and bring it here and sell it. So cheap it is. Take your $10,000 and go build a home. You know how much different $10,000 that is, and they keep in their country for? That's a good come up from Bahamian captains. But the politicians and authorities getting a part of it. Now, I could give my Bahamian people at immigration a chance. I could give you one chance because we've been running an investigation. There's a senior official at Immigration Department who on the weekends takes the immigration stamp, etc., and goes into Palmdale area to the office of a lady of Haitian descent, and they're selling documents. I give you one shot over the bar. Wow. You know we on to you. I give you one chance to stop. One chance. Then we coming for you. See, you're Bahamian. I give you a chance. What you are doing is treason. It is treasonous. You're going into that building with that lady on the weekend, and you're selling this country up. It is treason. And in the New Bahamas, treason, the death penalty will be enforced. Life imprisonment will be enforced as it relates to treason. Stop it. We got one country. No matter how you sell it out, you can still break. The more money you broke, the more money you have, the more money you need. That money is going to go like water. Don't sell that one country for a couple dollars, man. Stop. You know, you are giving one chance. And then it could be big break that. Tell that Haitian woman, you stop. And when you tell her, I can know. Because we everywhere. When you pick up a rock and look under it, we there. Every door you go in, we there. When you in the hotel room with your sweetheart, we there. When you ordering food in the restaurant, we there. When you having secret meetings, we there. The New Bahamas is there all over. There are Bahamian patriots everywhere who want to see this country. Makes sense. The shift has already started. The evolution has begun. Let's make that change. I don't know if I have time to go into questions tonight. This is Sunday. Yeah, man, let's do a couple questions. I know we've been going long, but I'll take a couple questions and comments from y'all. Yeah, so much more I wish I could have showed y'all. So much more I wish I could have showed y'all, but let me take a couple of your comments and questions from y'all, and then let's go from there. Enough of this corruption. Enough of this corruption. Brilliant Smith say, yeah, we are everywhere. We are everywhere. We everywhere. All right? 803-5995. That is the connection. Wherever you are, wherever you see going on, wherever you see, listen, when you see the politician traveling, you send us the picture. I don't know, we want to know who they're traveling with on our dime, our money. If you see a homosexual politician traveling and a bunch of homosexual looking fellas with him, send it to us so we can investigate and see who is who and what's going on. And we can find out what hotel they're staying in so we can have our people watch them. Not on our dollar. You go bungle on your own dollar, not on our dollar. You go sweetheart on your dollar, not on our dollar. Plenty traveling going on. Lincoln, we can't even call early election, hey, because I'm really ready for this New Bahamas. Let's keep informing the Bahamian people. The first mission is to educate the people. The first mission, educate them, open their eyes, and then they can be ready. When they're ready, we move. But they got to be ready. Because otherwise, they're not going to know what's happening. You have to educate them. This ain't just with me. You have to learn this stuff. You have to be here. You have to watch this stuff. You have to educate yourself so that you can speak. You have to make sure your family and friends get it. Send them the YouTube link. Send them the links. Screen record the parts that you feel are interesting that you want to send to them. Send it out. All right? We're putting all the information out there. We're making this happen. Again, with reference to this, we got some more shocking documents. We're going to give the government a chance to do what's right. What's your name? John Pinder? Fix it. We're going to call you. We'll give you a chance to fix this. You have 1 week to fix this. Fix this. You can't have no party next to that man's bedroom. Out of order. Hotel next to the man's bedroom. Restaurant and bar next to his bedroom. Gotta be crazy. Let's keep going. Sister J on board. Share, share, share. Thank you, Sister J. The evolution is here. Mr. Bain, he needs to be locked up. He had a chance, but he don't care about this country because he is selling it out. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. You know, when I talk, we way ahead of them. You're not in life a key for the rich Jamaican women who is getting Bahamian passport for the Jamaican men who stole my 2 water pumps and 1 man. Listen, this is serious. Listen, we are in crisis. We are under attack. Man, listen, I watched that press conference today and Brave them look like they was under a spell. I want you to go look at that press conference again and watch how they talking. All them with all this condolences and this and that. Listen, we are under attack. And he's justifying that they was leaving, they was going to Miami. They was here. They was here. We don't know how long they was here. They might have come here, drop 3 children and not again over there. You see, I watched a video recently. I was supposed to play that for y'all, but so much stuff keep coming up. I watched a video where our news, because these are the same people they was trying to switch the narrative and they're trying to put some stuff out to get sympathy for these criminals who come here illegally. All right? They were playing a story about a police officer. All right? He's a corporal, a police officer. That's the second stage. It's constable and corporal. All right? So, big accomplishment. I don't know. They're playing this story about this police officer saying he grew up in poverty in Shantytown and he grew up to be successful and to be a police officer. What? Do you know how much poor Bahamians grow up with outside toilet and grow up in the ghetto? And they grew up to actually be successful, to have successful businesses, to actually contribute to this country, to go through our parliament and make changes in this country. Bahamians, black Bahamians, why are you only telling their stories? When you get off with this story, you talking about a person whose parents might have come here illegally. He grew up in the shantytown. He became a police. That's success. I have nothing against him. If that's his dreams and he wanted to do that, I'm glad you accomplished that. But his success is he became a police. There are Bahamians who have done much greater things. But you running a story with a man who became a police? Is it? When this man become commissioner, then run that story. He became a police. Like that's the best y'all could do. And that's one thing. All right? And I was a police, so I have no problem with police, and I have no problem with him. You know, he's a good fellow. You know, there's nothing wrong with him. But this is my problem. His parents came here illegally, landed in our country, had a child. Now, every time the police do a squad, they have a limited amount of people that goes in that squad. So you might get 30 people that have an opportunity to get a job, maybe 50. They don't ever be all, maybe 30 or so. They get an opportunity to get a good job with a pension at the end. Illegal immigrant, those illegal immigrants landed here and had a child. And that child took the seat of a Bahamian who was born here and have rights and entitlement to be on our police force. And you telling that as a success story? Have your child in Haiti and let them go in the police force there. A Bahamian citizen didn't get a job in our own country because someone who didn't supposed to be here, don't belong here, was here illegally, had a child here, and that child took the job of a Bahamian. Do you see the transformation we need in our thinking? Again, I don't have a problem with Haitians, and that's the story they're going to tell you. But I want to build up Haiti. Haiti was the first independent, the first ones to fight against the oppressors. If y'all don't fix Haiti, the story of Haiti is broken. The story of the Black race is broken. Fix that. Don't break that up. Keep that broken up, then come here to break this up. When Fred Mitchell and them went in to start arresting illegal immigrants in shanty towns, a Haitian police officer was stopping them. It was all over the news. I played the clip for you a couple of weeks ago. Farmers, wake up or we gonna lose this. I don't want y'all 10 years from now when we've lost this country because y'all didn't listen. I don't want y'all saying, boy, we should listen to Lincoln. No, listen to Lincoln. You can't be telling a story about a man who took the job of a Bahamian child who have a dream to be a police officer. Plenty Bahamian children have a job to be a police officer. You get off. Plenty jobs in Haiti. Haiti ain't poor as they're making it out to be. Yes, there's a lot of poverty there, but it's not as poor as they're making it out to be. Coming here, taking our children's job, and that's a success story. That person who didn't get that job, because that could have been me. Because I applied for the police force. Can you imagine someone who wasn't to be here got that job? That person who didn't get that job might have ended up robbing and raping, doing what it takes to survive. That's a Bahamian. We're entitled to this because this land is for us. No problem with Asian people. But you got a whole country twice as big as us. If you come in here to contribute, you're welcome to be here. And that officer is contributing. But I want to see the success story of Bahamians getting opportunities. I want Bahamians and people that we know to be loyal to this nation, not treasonous, to be in positions in the police force, in defense force, in immigration, in government ministries. That's what I wanted there. When you go to Dubai, as rich as they are, they give a public service by being rich and working in those places. That's why the police force in Dubai got supercars. Because the police them straight. But out of their civic duty, they protecting their nation because they know they can't allow the foreigners to come and work certain positions. Man, we need a new Bahamas. And yes, the new Bahamas will include Haitians and Jamaicans and foreigners, etc. But we can get this right. We can run this. We can own this. And you coming to work for us. Please, Lord, don't let me be misunderstood. Politicians can twist my words for their political gain. But my word is clear. In short, Bahamians first. That's it. And that's all. That's my word. Not Bahamians only. Bahamians first. Who don't like that? Too bad. No other country I won't be in. Only this one. None. All right? Someone says they're paying no taxes and all that to be here. They have an advantage. That's why they have the money now. A Haitian a national just bought a house from the foreigner on Old Town. Y'all stay sleeping. Once someone gets land in our country, they don't never go back to payments. But now the Haitians buying the property and houses while y'all sleeping and slunking and they talking about their rights. Y'all keep sleeping and y'all keep letting Brave Davis and Minnis and Pinta them divide us by politics while our country getting raped and robbed. Keep sleeping. This country has one hope, and that is to put an organization in place that's going to fight for all Bahamians. Hope Town didn't call for Pinta. Hope Town didn't call for the PLP. They call for the people they know to fight for them and not sell out. And he ain't gonna ask them for $1. Because we are doing this for righteousness, for our Bahamian people. That is why we are doing this. And so I can't go any longer. We did a long one today. It's going to be hard for some people to go and watch all of this, but real education information, you can't do it in snippets. You gotta get this right. It's time for us to wake up and rise up as Bahamians. Support us, as we always say. Support us. You can go to our website and you can click on the donate button. It's right on the homepage. Support us, please. We ask your help. Don't just tell us you encourage us, you love us. I don't care if it's $1. I don't care if it's $5. Support us. You got bills every month, light, rent, internet, etc. It's expensive what we're doing. You can see what we're doing. When you sit down, these other parties sitting down, sounding professional, writing their speeches, we fighting for the Bahamian people. Support us. So go to our website, right on the page, and you can go there and donate. We appreciate it. We're going to continue to stand up for the Bahamian people. All right? And so continue to stand strong. If you want to join us, please reach out. You can call our office, 804-4264, 804-4264. You can reach out, join us. If you're in different constituencies, it's time for us to start getting organized. We started the process. If you're in Pinewood and you're ready to get organized with me, let's go. If you're in South Beach, ready to get organized, let's go. Seabreeze, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get it together. Let's have activist movements in every single constituency, fighting for the people, observing what's going on, identifying corruption where you see it. Let's make this change. I am not going to sell out. It is impossible. That will not happen. Let's stay strong. Let's stay focused. And let's have a Bahamas for Bahamians. They don't want you benefit. Carbon credits, we got to fight for that. Our treasure, we got to fight for that. Our natural resources, we got to fight for that. Brave them ain't giving that to you. The only way you can benefit is in the new Bahamas. So you can choose to say, oh, Lincoln ain't qualified. Oh, they need a serious team. What these serious teams been giving you so far? How that been working out for you? You tell me, how that been working out? What we need is a team of people who believe in the Bahamian people and who could put them first. Who's going to spend every single day seeing how they could empower the Bahamian, how they could funnel and channel everything to the Bahamian people. That's what we need. And that's what my fight is, and that's what my belief is. I don't want no one wearing no coat suit to say, oh, he worked at this nice company and he has this experience. The fact that he worked at that oligarch company is why he's disqualified. He can sell out. He got the mortgage, he got to pay. He got his children getting to college. When he get the offer, he gone. They can sell out. We saw it last election. We need real Bahamians. We need teachers. We need plumbers. We need garbage men. We need taxi drivers. That's what we need. You know, they had taxi drivers, they had musicians in the first PLP administration. They had regular people. Go look at what that was regular people come to bring change to this country. And change always comes from the common man, not from the highfalutin. So if y'all telling me go get this one who run with the F and M before so that you could have a solid person, listen, let me know now so I could focus on some other things, eh? Because I'm not working with no sellouts. If you're using the F and M, you see all the corruption and you stay there, me and you can't walk together. I don't walk with heathens. I don't walk with sellouts. I don't walk with political prostitutes. I walk with anyone who's ready to stand up and fight for the Bahamian people. That's who I'm going to walk with. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you. Stay tuned. We got some more to come. We got a lot more to come. We are working for you. Like we said, we need your assistance. Remember, Pinland and them, they used to fund the movement. Rami used to pay the church, make sure our money go to church, I go to church, our money go to the lodge, and our money go to PLP, to the political party, to make sure that those are the institutions you need. If you want to see this happen, you got to make this happen. It's going to take funding, and I don't like BS. I'm like a Taliban just asking for money all the time, but it takes funds to make all this happen. All right, and so we got to do this, and so we appreciate you. And we're going to make this happen. We're going to put in the sacrifice. All right. So thank you, all of you. The office number is 804-4264. Get in touch with them if you want to help fund the movement. Some of you don't want to use cards. Some of you don't have bank accounts. Just call them and they can make some arrangements. And we can make sure we get this happen. Make this happen. Ladies and gentlemen, Hope Town is our jewelry. We let no one come there and corrupt that. Not a day like it. So, Miss whoever you are, let's get that right. That's your house. Do what you want to do in your house. There's no problem with you doing what you want to do in your house. No. Do your Pilates, do this, do that. You ain't partying in that neighborhood and bringing all the stuff to go on in that neighborhood. That ain't happen. So you could go tell whatever corrupt politician you might be dealing with. That ain't gonna be happening, eh? Because we coming back and we gonna make sure that y'all get this right. Y'all ain't breaking down that neighborhood. Not with that Brigham bomb and ghetto music and whatever else is be going on. No sense. Stop it. Now. Get it together. Go do your Pilates to teach people how to stretch and feed them and do whatever you gotta do. But you ain't having no party in a residential neighborhood. I've been there and that is heaven. I can't let you destroy that. No. No. That's the end of that. All right. So someone says, what is the number? The number is 804-4264. 804-4264. All right. 804-4264. Let's stand up. Let's fight. Let's bring the change. Thank you all for spending all this time with us. We did 2 hours and 48 minutes today, almost 3 hours today. I spent my Sunday with you. And so I got some little stuff I got to deal with. So I may not go live on Tuesday, but I'll let you know. Just watch my Facebook page. We'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, we love you and we fighting this because we love you. And we're going to make this happen. Again, we need your support. Support us, man. You see what we do. We're not joking around. We're making this happen. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, change ain't coming. Change is here. And if you want to see the change, you got to make the change happen. Only you can make this happen. So, God bless all of you all who are watching this. Again, the number is 804-4264. And that's where you're going to see the change. Thank all of you all for tuning in. We got much more from this, but we got some more that's coming out. We're going to give the government a week to get this right. Cease and desist. Get it right. 7 good days, and we'll be back.
and its Bahamians aren't prepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then you don't deserve to have it.
Now let that sink in. Come on. Change ain't coming, change is here. You can hear it, you can feel it in the air. All politicians, put your hands in the air. Just a stick up, let me make myself clear. I'm a grown man talking, so you know what to do. No one's leaving till we figure out the truth. Why you laughing? This ain't nothing funny. See, no one gets to go home till we figure out this money. Change ain't coming, change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, but change is here. They say change ain't coming, nigga, change is here. Now if you ain't standing with us, then I know you against us. Bahamas, this ain't no time for us to be lukewarm. This is war, and we riding through the storm. Come on. Let's go. Shalom to all my Hebrew brothers, to all my Muslim and Rastas, we need you, brother. Selassie, I know. I can't forget the Christians. Let's put our differences aside, cause it's a bigger mission. See, they've been doing it for years, trying to separate us, kinda trying to keep us down and never elevate us. Now it's time to praise the Lord, cause he's about to take us over to the promised land where we can celebrate us. I got to do it for my kids that ain't even born yet, so the minute that they born, they already gotta check that check. Gotta have that time to collect, so they won't know how it feels to have that yoke around their neck. Yeah. See, y'all been robbing my grandmother, my great-great-grandmother and grandfather. It's like y'all can't get enough. Y'all just keep eating and giving us nothing but taxes. Y'all went even as far as to say that this country's in debt and we ain't got no money. When 9 times out of 10, everybody in this country's possibly a millionaire. It's time to wake up. Let's talk about natural resources, cause every time we bring it up, they say hold your horses. They say it ain't worth a thing, but it's worth a fortune. Meanwhile, they open up their businesses across the borders. Oh yes, we track their bank accounts across the waters. They say this country in debt, but they making millions. If we don't stop this now, they be up to billions. It's about to go down and I get the feeling we gotta cut a movie on these dirty villains. On this Lincoln Bain and his team came with information. It's like everything changed, everything went quiet. It's like so much facts and they can't deny it. They rather keep their mouths shut before they start a riot. Now look how they tryna just steal the oil. They don't wanna share with none of y'all. They've been robbing us while we were sleeping. Send them to jail cause they failed, they committed treason. Change ain't coming. They say change ain't coming. The change is here. They say change ain't coming. The change is here. They say change ain't coming. Nigga, change is here. Listen, from Freeport to Nassau all the way to Nawa, there's no more time for us to sit back and be quiet. You understand? This is war. If they only knew who we were, if they only know who we are, they would know we are warriors. No retreat, no surrender. Just give us what you owe us. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. I feel this all the way to my ancestors. We are warriors. We only really want what's owed to us. You get it? Now free up.
Change ain't coming. Change is here. See you next time.